Greetings, Mechwarriors. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is TTB speaking. Welcome back to German Mechgineering. Today, guys, we are playing the Hunchback IIC Bravo. And this thing is hazardous. But hazardous to what exactly? Well, let's turn this thing around and you will see in a second. Bada boom! It's looking right at you with dead, unfeeling eyes. No compassion, but quad streak sixes and 2 medium pulse lasers in the CT and some abs that I spray painted on because mechs don't have abs or other human body parts for that matter. Alright, so this is going to be the build for today. Let's have a look at the loadout. The basis for this mech is going to be a Clan XL 270 engine that gives us, together with our skill tree, 94 kph speed. A 94 kph 50-tonner that has streaks and medium pulses. This thing is a really good light and medium mech hunter. You can't follow them for too long, but 94 kph ensures that you can stay in range for quite a bit, and that will throw people off in that case. We also have one jump jet in there for 10.5 meters jump distance, but more importantly, in terms of offensive weapon systems, as I said, we have 2 medium pulse lasers in the CT. These are just for point defense and to be able to engage targets that you cannot lock onto, i.e. people that are running around with stealth. And there are so few stealth light mechs running around. I think it's justified to have 2 medium pulses here instead of having 1 medium pulse and attack. I mean, it would help, yeah, sure. But since we already have an active probe, I felt that that would be a little bit too much overkill. Then, in the right and left torso, we have 2 Streak SRM 6s each, a Clan Active Probe in the head, and then 5 tons of Streak SRM ammo, and 4 double heat sinks in total in the mech. We have to strip the arms quite a bit and a little bit off the head, and that is going to be the build for today. Now, in terms of skills, well, let's have a look here real quick. I went deep into the firepower tree on the left-hand side to get all the juicy missile nodes, missile rack 1 and 2, high explosive 1 and 2, and quite a few of the heat gen nodes as well. Then I went into survival. I got the left-hand survival tree plus some extra skeletal density nodes right here. Then I went into mobility. I went down the right-hand side and then quickly into all the speed tweak nodes that gives us the 94 kph speed. And then last but not least, 2 more points, sensors tree, complete radar derp, of course, and seismic sense. So this is a mech that is designed to deal with pesky people that could be very close very soon to you, and seismic sensor helps with noticing that ahead of time. And of course, the full radar derp keeps you quite safe against lurm boats. And then lastly, in the auxiliary tree, a double artillery strike and 1 cool shot. You could also go double cool shot and 1 artillery strike. I'll leave it up to you, depending on how hot you find the mech runs for you, but it is not that hot. And the reason why it's not that hot is because you only have the 2 medium pulses in the CT, and the quad streaks that you have in this mech, you're not shooting them at the same time. You're shooting them either in sequence or in groups of 2. Therefore, you can't go ahead and overheat that easily. And clan streaks have quite a high cooldown, so they don't rack up the heat as quickly as inner sphere counterparts do, but they do have a lot more range. In this case, 381 meters. That's basically 100 more than clan streaks, than inner sphere streaks. So, clan, inner sphere, blah, 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 blah. Alright, and before I start messing up clan and inner sphere even more, and I'm running around with an annihilator that runs ATM missiles, let's go ahead and take this thing to a dropship and see how it performs. I'll see you there. Welcome guys to Solaris City. It is the first map of the day, and we are going to push together with our teammates towards Delta 4 and Delta 5, and we're gonna try and see what is going on here. However, 2 of our assaults have actually fallen behind a little bit, Charlie 4 and Delta 3, and it looks like the enemy are pushing in onto him. So let's go ahead and show these guys that I do not appreciate them pushing onto my defenseless assaults. Well, they're not defenseless, but if they get rushed by a few of the enemy, they can get easily taken down. So let's go ahead, drop down the artillery strike, and then keep this position while the rest of my team actually, thankfully this time, follows up, and we can go ahead and shoot some targets. For example, that Mad Dog coming in, and we let him feel the power of the streaks. Beautiful. He basically loses half his mech and it will be dead in a second here. Very, very nice. That was a suicide charge if I've ever seen one. Let's go ahead and drop the next artillery strike and keep on going for the enemy archer up top here. Drop some more streaks into him and keep our distance. We don't have to go in too crazily, guys. We are a longish range mech. And we have streaks, so don't have to aim that crazily either. I'm just gonna go ahead, select the archer now instead of the assault mech, and go into him because I don't want his MRM-30s to start hitting my teammates that crazy. There we go, archer drops down, enemy assault mech drops down as well. And I'm still using this pillar as some cover, and now we go in onto the enemy stalker and do the same thing that we've been doing all along, which is medium pulses, followed by lots and lots of streaks, trying to not hit my teammates, which is sometimes really hard to do because they like to walk into your line of fire, but it's okay. I don't know what these guys are doing on the enemy team. Let's go ahead, move up a little bit on the front, take a few shots if we have to. No, we don't even have to, so we can go ahead, shoot the Marauder, and fall back again. And now we go ahead and flank towards the left side. Have a look what's over there. Nope, never mind. There is actually somebody going into my teammate on the back line, and I don't want to leave this Bloodasp alone here. I don't know if he needs help or not, but he might get killed, so let's go ahead and do the good boy thing and destroy that enemy behind us here. Ah, it's a Stormcrow with streaks and micro lasers. Well, he could have been dangerous if he came from behind and wasn't noticed, but unfortunately for him, he was. So we go ahead and we show this streak Stormcrow, which is actually an interesting build, that there is also the streak Hunchback, and you should probably start shooting the streak Hunchback. Come on, come on. Teammate, can you please stop moving in synchronicity with him? This is driving me mad. He should be dead here in a second now. Come on. There we go. Okay, he's done. Unfortunately, I didn't get my shots to target, but that's alright. And now we jump to the end of the game because we've just been hunting this huntsman for like 3 minutes, and I thought to myself, let's save you guys the time. So, the huntsman is jumping around, he's doing lots and lots of acrobatic things, but ultimately, of course, 10 kills to 2 at this point. There's nothing much gonna happen for him, except that he's gonna die here anytime soon, as soon as we come around the corner and get a clear line of sight onto him, which is not that easy in between all these houses that are just here to drive people mad who don't have big jump jets. Let's go around the corner here, maybe get a lock. Nope. Ah, this is so hard. Come on, please, yes, shoot. It is not to be had today. That is the downside of streaks, guys. The downside of streaks is that you cannot control where they actually hit properly, and so even though his CT was open, did not get the kill in the end, unfortunately. But 12 kills over 2, final score. I'm happy with that match. Let's see how we did. 0 kills, 8 assists, 6 kill most damage dealt, half the enemy team, 1030 damage done, and 3 components taken out. Yeah, that's what you get, guys, if you leave the streak Hunchy just alone to his streaking things. 550 match score, guys. If you enjoy this content, if you enjoy those builds, go ahead, check out my Patreon page, become an active member of Team TTB. We're of course going to go ahead and go into the next match here, and it is going to be in the frozen wastelands, in the frozen city, and this time not the classic version, this time the big version, and we're looking for the enemy that should be somewhere in Fox 7 and Echo 7. I've got some assault mates up front, I've got some light mates scouting towards the right hand side, we've got ECM, so far everything is looking peachy. We've got some of our assaults in Fox 8 still a little bit behind, but they should be joining us any second now, and see, the thing is, I'm okay peeking like this because I know that anything I peek and anything I see should almost be in range for my streaks, so I'm okay with peeking here, but I would recommend maybe even staying a little bit closer to the front line, but completely in cover and then wait for the enemy to push out, and then that is when you peek and engage, because as a Hunchback 2C, you are definitely not a push leader. You don't want to go in too quickly and too deep. Okay, we hit the bottom to C, now we go on to the enemy stalker here, we drop the artillery strike, and we keep the fight on going. The beautiful thing about the streaks is fire and forget. Once you fire them, you can basically forget about them. Speaking about forgetting about something, let's go ahead and go into the enemy Timberwolf there. Beautiful. He's got 2 Lerm 10s and what? Can anybody help me understand this build? Okay, no, never mind then. Let's go ahead and keep on pushing. So many Timberwolves. What is going on here? Alright, well, we take the next Timberwolf. We shoot this Timberwolf. Okay, that's the same Timberwolf as before. My teammates are getting pushed in Echo 7, unfortunately, and I am getting rained down with Lerms. Somebody really likes me. Maybe there's a UAV above, but I can't do anything about that. So the only thing I can do is to go ahead and try engaging. The enemy team is now 1 kill up upon us. There's still the Timberwolves towards the right-hand side, but I have to go ahead and try and engage that rifleman here. 2 Rack 2s and small lasers, I'm not too afraid of him, and if we can get the side torso or something, that should be a kill here. Yeah, he's found me, he killed my arm, but there we go, there's a side torso, there is the CT, and he's down. Unfortunately, the enemy team in the meantime has killed 3 of my teammates, so things are not looking good for us. I'm dropping a few streaks into that highlighter 2C, and now we go around the corner and do the same thing with the next Timberwolf. How many Timberwolves are there? Maybe it's just 2 and they're just running around in circles. Okay, this guy is CT red now. One shot will go ahead and kill him. I'm still getting lurmed, and I'm not looking at the hit markers correctly at this point in time. They're actually pointing towards the back, so I'm getting lurmed from Echo 6 and I'm almost getting killed here. And I'm guessing that's the other Timberwolf there. So let's get into cover behind the building, take down the Hunchback IIC, and then direct our RAF towards the front, but I didn't see anything.
Target acquired.
Oh, well, there we go. There is a ECM or stealth flea. That is problematic. So let's go ahead and find a bigger target to shoot. For example, oh, that Fafnir. Yes, perfect. He's gonna go in onto my big buddy here in the Atlas, so that allows me to shell him with some more missiles and some more poking with the medium pulses. But, ooh, he's got friends. He's got big friends. Okay, let's get around the corner here. 4 kills to 8. This doesn't look good, but we'll try. We'll try to do whatever we can here. Let's see, there's still 2 assaults here in play. The Fafnir is now CT red. My Atlas is going for him, but unfortunately I can't really help him here. And there's still that Lerm Lord behind Delta 6 or Echo 6 here. And whoa, more missiles coming in. Holy hell. Somebody really loves his missiles. I want to see who that is. Maybe we can find him. But there we go. Hello there, good sir. Okay, Lerm 20s and medium pulse lasers. This is much better than the other guy with Lerm 10s and ERPPCs, and much better in terms of for him, not for me. He's going to murder me here because he's got 5 medium pulses versus my 2 medium pulses, and I was already shot to hell, and we finally die. 6 kills versus 12 on the enemy team. Pity, but let's go ahead and see how we did compared to the team. Let's see if we at least can leave the match with our head held high. 0 kills, 5 assists, 2 kill most damage dealt, 620 damage done, 2 components taken out. Looking at the scores and the damage numbers on the team, I would say yes, we can definitely leave with our head held high. We did as much as we could. Take care, guys.